You're watching Two Geeks Talk.
Hey, Chris Hess here from, of course, Anime North at Anime North, here with, of course, comic creator Alex Woolfson from The Young Protectors, as well as his newest book, Artifice. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. And actually, Artifice came first. Artifice was my first graphic novel, and The Young Protectors is a currently updating story.
This is what I love about drive-by interviews. You know, you learn something new every day. Anime North is a wonderful convention. It caters to all walks of life. What brings you to Anime North?
I was actually invited as a guest by the Yowie North track here at Anime North. So I feel very lucky that they invited me. They flew me in here. They're hosting me here. I'm getting a chance to meet my Canadian readers. That's awesome.
That's awesome. When you became a creator with Young Protectors, what got you writing that story?
So originally, I had written Artifice, which was a science fiction webcomic, and I kind of just did it as an experiment, but it became very successful. So I wanted to have another comic to finish that up with as soon as Artifice finished. And what happened was I had a short, just kind of silly comic that was a superhero comic that I was writing for a friend of mine who owns a comic book shop. He was creating an anthology. So it was just this kind of silly superhero, supervillain, hookup kind of comedy short comic. And but I'd worked with this artist from DC, Adam DeCrocker, who was very talented, and Veronica Gandini, who's a Marvel artist, and we had such a good relationship. I said, hey look, I'm looking to tell a longer story. If I'm able to think of a way to turn this short comic into a longer arc, would you be on board? And they said, heck yeah. And so I went back to my writer's cave, thought hard about it, and then came up with the Engaging the Enemy arc, which is a 3-volume story, and now we're over 500 pages.
That's amazing. That's incredible. And it was such an engaging story from the very beginning. I mean, to take two archetypes like that, bring them together as they did, it was just mind-blowing, and it was incredible. And I'm glad that I was able to read it online, but I definitely want to be picking up a book today for sure.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Well, talk about Artifice, though. You can put the book down if you want.
So Artifice is actually in some ways the best introduction to my work because it's a standalone story, and it's a shorter work. It's about 88 pages. You can read it for free online at artificecomic.com, A-R-T-I-F-I-C-E comic.com. And it's a science fiction story. It's about Deacon, who's a prototype android soldier sent on his very first mission to attack a team of scientists who knew too much, and he's failed spectacularly at that mission. Not only did he let one guy live, for some reason, he also attacked the team sent to retrieve him. So now the corporation's hired the brilliant robopsychologist Dr. Clarice Maven to figure out what went wrong. It was a Lambda Literary Award finalist, and I said it's a standalone story. You can read it for free online. You can also buy it directly from my store and at Amazon.
That's awesome. What else do you have in the works then for, well, the future for yourself?
So what I also have in the works, the Engaging Enemy arc is almost finished. We're about 30 pages from the end.
Really?
We update twice a week on the website. And so then there'll be a couple standalone short comics just to kind of refresh the palette that with the same characters from the Young Protectors. And then this comic focused on Kyle, who's a young firebending superhero. The next comic will focus on one of the other members of his team.
Awesome. Very good. Everyone has one person that kind of inspired them on their path to where they are today. Who is that for you?
Well, there are a lot of people who inspired me on this path. Certainly, in terms of webcomics, there was a webcomic creator called Hamlet Machine who did a webcomic called Starfighter, who went out of her way to kind of mentor me when I was first starting out. In terms of larger stuff, I mean, I actually really like Ed Brubaker's writing a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I like to do is I like to do genre work. So I do science fiction, I do superheroes, and I like being able to use a genre story to kind of wrestle with deeper issues. It's sort of a secret gateway to kind of get people in to talk about these things because of the entertainment factor, and then they stick around and they get into a much deeper story.
That's awesome. Very good. You're very successful in, of course, your works here professionally. Do you consider yourself personally successful?
I consider myself very lucky. I'm actually able to make my living doing LGBT comics, and that I know is very rare. I get supported by my readers through something called Patreon, which is a crowdfunding source. I've also had successful Kickstarters, and because of their support, 2 years ago, I was able to quit my day job and do this full time.
Congratulations.
So lucky would be the word I would use. Grateful also.
The younger generation are looking to your work as an LGBTQ writer and author and creator, and they're becoming inspired to do their own work. How can they inspire the generation that follows them?
by getting out and doing the work and finishing this. I think certainly one of the greatest compliments for me is when somebody comes up to me and says they read my work and were inspired and then created something and put it out there. A lot of people talk about creating works, like everybody thinks they have a story in their head, and I think everybody does. But the real transition is then finishing the work and then putting it in front of people. That takes a lot of perseverance and a lot of bravery. And the world needs more great LGBT stories. So I would say if you have an idea in your head, get it on paper, turn it into something real, and get it in front of people.
Wonderful. Well, Alex, thanks so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And where can we find all of your works on?
So you can find, my general website is AMW, so Alpha Mike Whiskey, amwcomics.com. That's my general site. But if you're looking for my comics, you can find it at artificecomic.com, also youngprotectors.com. And you can find me on Twitter, Alex Woolfson, so 2 O's after W there, like son of Virginia Woolf. You can find me on Twitter at Alex Woolfson, one word. You can find me on Facebook, Alex Woolfson, one word, and Tumblr, the same thing.
Awesome. Thanks so much.